Hey everyone, it's your girl Jay, Jamie Timmons. I call myself Jay because I like to call myself whatever I want to call myself, as long as I can do it and you can't. But anyway, I am the owner and founder of Matters of My Heart and Jay the Author Publishing. I actually own two companies, and they run parallel. One is dealing with the experience, and the other is dealing with the voice. So putting that experience into writing. So I run those two companies. And the reason why I am in your face today is because I'm actually launching a brand new program through Matters of My Heart, which is one of my companies. And it's an emotional support program. So what that means is exactly that. It is a program that helps others deal with what I would like to call the nevers in life. You know, things that we never thought would happen, and it did happen to us. So how do you cope with that? How do you deal with that? How do you move on with that? Because life doesn't stop because you're hurting. So how do you continue on in this life dealing with those things that are really hard to deal with? That's what I talk about at Matters of My Heart. And really, Matters of My Heart started as a blog because I was going through some really challenging things in my life at that time, and still kind of going through it right now. And I started as a blog because I really wanted to just kind of get it out of me. Because if I suppressed it, I became more angry, and then I would probably end up in jail. So in order for me not to go to jail and not catch a case, I decided to get it out in a very healthy way, which was writing. So, and that's how Matters of My Heart really started. And then so as I began to write, I got a lot of response from people who could either relate to what I was going through, or they were going through their own struggle, and they just needed to know that they weren't alone. And so I wanted to take the brand, the business, Matters of My Heart, and expand it to reach other people, and not just share what I'm going through, but also provide a platform so others could join and we can build a community of support. So thank you. If this is your first time watching me, thank you for joining me today. And also with me, I have a very good friend of mine. And part of the launch, I really wanted to talk to others about things that they're going through, their nevers, and then, you know, any advice that they would have for other people. So one of my really, really good friends, which you may know him already, because now he's been a superstar for about a couple of months now. Why? Because he's in my brand new book. That is good. We are so corny. We both
man, go get this book. Go get the book.
I love it. We are so corny. I love it. But Mikey, Mr. Michael Parker Jr., Mikey and I have been friends for quite some time now. I met Mikey through a mutual group, and he's now what I call part of my crew. And Mikey has just been like my number one supporter, and he's the one who kind of birthed Damaged Goods by asking me to, you know, put him in my next book. So thank you, everyone. Please welcome with me Mr. Michael Parker Jr. I call him Mikey. What's going on, Mike? Say hi.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Listen, y'all, Mikey has so much swag. It is redonkulous.
Don't lie to the people, but I do want to say, look, first and foremost,
it's all in the book.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're doing big things. The book, get the book. She has 3 other books.
Right.
But also this business that you're starting now, this is awesome. I think you're going to do big things with this.
Yeah, thank you. I you know, talking to so many people, Mikey, is that people go through their own shit. And if you are watching this and you have children, if you've known me for 5 minutes and I've been on the video for like 5 days, you know that my material is not kid friendly. So please, 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 mothers, you know, come back and watch this later when your kids are not up. Do not watch my videos. Do not read my book around your kids, because it's not kid friendly. I target adults. I don't target kids. So if you want your kids to know about Mary Had a Little Lamb, you might want to get on another channel, because this ain't it. So,
we might work on the children's book.
Yeah, yeah, not right now. So, but Mikey, a lot of people deal with their own shit and they really don't know how to do, especially men. And what I love about this program is that it's not age-based, it's not gender-based, because we all have our own shit that we deal with. And I keep saying shit, so I gotta probably like bleep out that word when I edit the video. Shit must be on my mind right now. So,
so hold up. So no cursing?
It's you feel what you feel and you say what you feel and you say how you feel it, and that's how I roll. It's like I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm not targeting, people who are clean and classy and have it all together. I really want to get down to the heart of the matter. And if your heart is dealing with what you feel like is shit right now, then say that. And it is perfectly okay, because matters of my heart, we don't judge you, we don't criticize you, we don't put you down, and we don't make you feel bad for feeling the way that you feel. So thank you once again for joining me. And I'm really excited about this program because it gives me the opportunity to really just help someone else go through their never, because we all have nevers in our lives. One thing about life that you can count on is that there's going to be death. We can't count on a whole lot. There's no, we maybe cannot, we'll probably never be as successful as a Steve Harvey. We may never, have this huge mansion. I mean, I am, but I'm just saying, you may never see all of these things. But one thing that you can't count on in life is death. That is always going to come. And so, what are some of the things? And that's just one of the nevers. I've had death. I've had, sexual abuse. I've had all kinds of things happen in my life, but the platform matters in my heart is really dealing with the core, because what's on the inside is eventually going to show up on the outside. So you can work on the outside all you want to, but if you don't fix that core thing that's in your heart, and I know you know this more than anybody, what's on the outside is going to come back out, and it's going to be ugly, and it's going to be nasty. I don't care how pretty you are, but if you're spitting up verbal vomit, you're ugly as hell, and people see that. And so that's hurt and that's pain. So let's deal with that. Let's get down to it and, fix that shit, I like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Mikey, tell the world a little bit about yourself.
Okay, a little bit about me. My name is Michael Parker, as she already said. I'm in this book.
He's a superstar.
33 years old, born and raised in Columbia, Maryland. Hardworking man, one of the coolest dudes you're gonna meet. Not to tap me on my own shoulder, but it's the
you
truth.
Do have a lot of swag though, Mike. You do.
I get it from my dad.
Oh, that's so sweet. I wish I would have met him. I don't think I've ever met your dad.
Yeah, I don't think you got to meet him either.
No.
But he would have. You would have enjoyed him. He was a cool dude.
Cool. That's real cool. So that kind of leads us into the segue of, what is a never that you've experienced in your life that you want to share with everyone?
Well, as we kind of touched on right there, my never, it was absolutely that, like something that I could never, you couldn't have told me. I'm 33 years old. You couldn't have told me that I would have experienced this at this time. But my never, unfortunately, took place on my birthday, March 23rd of 2014. Unfortunately, I lost my best friend. I lost my role model. I lost the person who taught me everything that I know today. Like, I am the man that I am today because of this guy, and
wow.
And that was my fault.
I'm not.
Yeah, so
I'm not gonna cry. I said I wasn't gonna cry, but I know you. I know you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm not interviewing a stranger. I know you. I've seen you. I've seen your walk. I know your heart. So I'm like really close to this story, and it's hard not to show some type of emotion because I know the man that I see, and I've been around for the past couple of years, just how strong and courageous and just your heart is so pure. And that's really hard to find in a man in my world. You have to understand that, because I come from a world where men are abusive. And, but when I met you, it was completely different. So I knew that you came from someone that instilled that in you. And not everyone have that story of, being blessed with a good father, a good role model. And you have that still. I mean, you're carrying on, even though he's not here physically with you. He's still here spiritually with you, and you're carrying on his spirit every day. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, absolutely. Like that's exactly right. That keeps me going. Like, just I walk every day now just to make him proud.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even though I know he's not here, I know he's proud of me and my family for pushing through what we had to go through. I mean, that's just the start of what my never was. I mean, as I said, on my birthday in 2014, on my 32nd birthday, I really became a grown man. I've been saying that for years, that I'm a grown ass man.
Right. No, you're not grown yet.
Yeah, no.
Right.
But on my 32nd birthday, I really became a grown man.
Yeah.
And I say that because after my dad passed, my mom was sickly, and me and my sister became her caregivers. And like our lives, after my dad passed, like within an hour after that, like our lives totally changed. I mean, because we now went from, kids or children to now we're a caregiver.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was just it was just like it was life altering, life changing. I mean, just losing one person like that, I mean, it really shook everything up. He was the rock of our family. Like, he had anything that I couldn't figure out myself, I didn't have an answer to. Somehow, some way, this dude had the answer to it. I don't know how, I don't know how, but he always had the answer. So he was who we leaned on as a family, especially after my mother got sick. We all leaned on him because when we got weak, he's who we found.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, 2014, it was just, as we were using the word shit, it was just shitty. You know?
I mean, you lost both your parents 9 months apart.
Right. So 9 months after losing my dad, a week after Christmas, we lost our mother. And we found out Christmas Eve, I believe it was, that that she had a week to live. So it was just a year from hell. I mean, I could have never imagined losing one parent. Losing both in the same year was just out of this world. Like, I mean, we knew my mom was sick, and I mean, we did everything we could, but we knew, it was a chance. Like, we knew, but because we knew, like, me personally, I just asked to get out of that year.
Right.
Like, just get me out of that year without anything like that. But unfortunately, 2 days before getting out of that year, we lost our mother.
But one thing too, Mikey, is that when your dad passed away on your birthday, you went straight into caregiver mode. So there was no time for you to mourn the death of your dad, because you went straight into caregiving for your mom, like full time. I mean, your dad was helping you, and then your family, your sisters and everybody was helping you, but you had to go from burying one parent to straight into like caring for full time someone else, who your mom, who is your last parent alive, and she was extremely sick. So you kind of knew the outcome. You didn't know when, but you knew it was eventually going to happen. And just that by itself, Mikey, is like why I'm like, oh my God, this dude, like I would have like been in a corner somewhere, like I do now. I turn off all the lights and grab a bottle of Henny. Like, I'm not saying that's what you should do when you go through shit. I'm just saying like that's what I would have done. Everyone has their own thing, but for you to have to go through that, and then after burying your mom, taking a look at yourself and deciding that I want to change my health and I want to be a healthy me. Not about losing weight, but just being a healthy me. Like, I'm going to start looking at what I eat and looking at, I'm like, so I didn't even recognize you. Like the person you were when I started writing the book. I wrote it in 30 days, by the way, people. Like, it's completely different. People was like, what are they doing? Is this like an infomercial? Yes, Damage Goods. Go get it.
It's a plug. It is a plug.
But I don't know. I probably have told you this, and I know if people read the book, you'll see that it's a dedication in there, especially for you, because I admire your strength and tenacity for all of the things that you've gone through, but then picking yourself up and continuing to live after having the greatest loss of your life. I often, and this is something that you could help me with, like, how do you live when so much has been taken from you? What advice would you give to someone like that?
Well, the first bit of advice I would give, and you touched on it too, is and I tell people this all the time that's going through something similar to losing a parent or a loved one. Mm-hmm. Now I tell them allow yourself to grieve.
Yeah.
I really didn't have that time because, like you said, I went right from losing a parent to burying a parent to becoming, a full-time caregiver.
Right.
So, and also my dad being the rock of the family, and him being a natural protector. Mm-hmm. I'm a natural protector, so I went into a natural mode of protecting my family. You know what I mean? I actually felt like, okay, you know what? It's on you to make sure everything is straight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Making sure, my family, because my family has always been close. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And naturally, when you lose somebody and lose both parents, you think that things are just going to start to, right, go away. But naturally, I just went into that mode of making sure that we stayed together, mm-hmm, and protecting and keeping everybody as level as possible. But again, allow yourself to grieve. Like, you don't be tough for anybody. You don't have to show no front or anything like, mm-hmm, that. Grieve. You lost somebody that you loved and cared for. You owe it to yourself to grieve. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And I also I would also suggest, like, rely on your faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People these days believe in a lot of different things, and that's fine. But whatever that is, fall into that. Right. Believe in that. If I didn't have it, I don't know where I would be. If I didn't rely on my faith, I don't know where I would be. I mean, you ask, like, how do I continue to live after losing so much? And it's just like my faith. Like, it had to. I mean, it really grounded me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's again, I just don't know where I would be without it. You know what I mean? And then also, I touched on it earlier. Right now, and for the rest of my life, I will be living to make my parents happy, and proud of them. And that has been pushing, my entire family. Like, we're all doing better. Right. We're all, whether it's financially or health wise or whatever, like, we're all doing a little better because we all know that this will make them proud. Wow. And that helps me get through it every day. That helps me stay on the straight and narrow. You know what I mean?
You know, when you're raised by good-hearted people and they're not with us anymore in the physical sense, they leave a legacy of you wanting to make them happy even from the grave. That's how my grandmother was. My grandmother loved so hard. And all she wanted us to do was just be a family, be close knit. We were never close knit. I mean, we would fight all the time. We couldn't stand each other. I mean,
Right.
we could not stand each other. Like, that heifer better not call me. But my grandmother always preached, this is your family. You love your family. You stay together. And then so when she passed, that was the one thing that we did as a family. We came together. We said, you know what? We're going to call each other more. We're going to be the family that our grandmother raised us, because this would make her happy from the grave. And so I can say honestly, since my grandmother passed, like my family is closer than we have been in years. I mean, I know my sister's phone numbers. I can tell you that. For years, and I'm almost 40 years old, Mikey, I never known where my sisters live. I never knew their mailing address, you know, and just recently we connected on Facebook. That's how we used to talk. But now I have their phone numbers and we check in with each other, and we are deliberately trying to make my grandmother happy from the grave, because this is what she's always wanted. Now, sadly, we didn't do that when she was here.
Right.
But we learned the lesson in that loss. And that's something that, like, when you say that I had to be the man, I saw you step up and do things like, you were like, no, y'all I'm not hanging out today. I got some things to do. I got to take care of this paperwork. I got this house to run. You know, you have grown man shit to do. That's why you out there plowing the snow and shit like that. I'm like, I'm in the house smoking. Somebody else, I pay somebody else to do that, but I don't own. You own, and that's the difference. So when you own something, you do whatever it takes to take care of that, because you know, let something break. You know, your dad will come up out the grave and kick that ass, put you in a headlock.
Every time I got up today and even last night to go outside, I was like, I heard him saying, "Nigga, trash."
Right.
You know, but again, I mean that just the things he touched on that keeps me going. Like those moments, of course, I've been down and I had my moments when you know I don't want to talk to nobody, I don't want to be around nobody, but you know I have so much to be grateful for that. You know I can't let I just can't let it consume me, and that's another thing that I recommend. That I suggest that people that's in this situation don't let the death of a loved one consume you.
Right.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough, you know. And I've seen people let it get to them to the point where like they just can't function daily.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta take yourself out of that. You know what I mean? And for me, it's easy for me to say like, why me? And you know, why both of my parents had to go in the same
right.
You know, but another thing that helps me function is just the simple fact is it's harder for me. It was harder for me to watch them daily,
right,
being sick,
in pain,
than it was to put them away.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And so my faith tells me that I will much rather them be up there together again, healthy and happy, rather than being here and sickly. You know, and it's the toughest thing to watch someone that go through any type of sickness and any type of pain, and you know, so that also keeps me going. Like it's sometimes you gotta take your own feelings out of it,
right,
and your own feelings tells you to say, like I said, why me?
Right.
This shouldn't have happened to me. But ultimately, my parents not being here wasn't about me. It's not them not being here. It's not about me.
right.
You know what I mean? Like I had to take that part, and I had to take myself out of that and say, you know what? They're healthy again, and they're together again.
Right.
You know, and that again pushes me. And then my support system. I mean,
Oh, that's so important.
Oh my gosh, rely on
That is so important.
people that care about you.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
You being one. You know, Corey and Daoud and Donnie
Yeah.
and my whole Brandon, my whole circle.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, those dudes. Now this part, I'm not
about to cry. I'm about to cry though. Seriously.
I'm not gonna cry about this, but those dudes in my moment of weakness, where I had to be strong for everybody else, those dudes literally picked me up.
Wow.
And they recognized it. I didn't have to call.
Right.
I didn't have to ask anything. You know, both of my entire crew, they both, for both of my parents' funerals, they both carried. I mean, they carried both of my parents, to their final resting place.
Wow.
And like, I didn't have to ask. You know what I mean? And it was just, and a quick story, like when my dad was in the hospital and it was, you know, towards the end for him, and we're going up to that floor. Yeah. Now, mind you, my boys beat me to the hospital that night. And we're going up to that floor, you know what I mean, to say our final goodbyes. And like, even the doctors and the nurses and my aunts and uncles was just like, wow, like your friends, your support system is awesome, you know. And I can't leave out like my job. I mean, you know, my supervisor at the time, you know, Renee, she literally told me like, don't worry about this. I mean, there's times I had to take off because I had to be with my mother or whatever the case may be. And she literally took me out of work, like took that stress off of me and was like, yo, you got to take care of your house. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So my support system was awesome. So I would also suggest that you count on those people that want to be there for you. Yeah. Naturally, I wanted to be like, yo, I got it. I can do it on my own. But realistically, you can't. You can't. You know?
You can't. And that's what that's another reason why I decided, of all people, I know everyone who really knows me was like, you want to help people? Because I am one to go into my house and just block everybody out and just let me deal with this by myself. But in doing that, I realized that I wasn't doing myself any justice, and I wasn't doing the situation any justice. I was really sinking deeper and deeper into depression, being by myself. So I deliberately handpicked a support system that when I am about to take a whole bunch of pills because I don't want to live anymore, instead of picking up that pill bottle, I pick up my phone and I call my support system like, listen, today is a really bad day right now. Today is fucked up. I want to kill somebody. I want to kill myself. And by the time I say that, they're knocking on my door, like, open up. That's the support system. Like, it's not about saying, yeah, I got your back. But this is about showing up in a time where you know, okay, she ain't playing right now. He ain't playing right now. Yep. I got to show up. I don't care. Look, food's going to burn. Baby gotta wait. I'm leaving and I gotta go. Because I've been chosen by God in this place to support you. Because if I fail you, then I failed. You're not gonna make it. So it's just, that's what I decided, you know. And then so I know people in my life. I know you. I know others that have gone through some really tough times, but seem to have made it. And when I say seem to have made it, it's not that you're on top of the world, but you're smiling. Because there was a period when you didn't smile. Mm-hmm. So helping people get back to that place of smiling again, even though, and I still go through my times. I still have days where it's okay, y'all, not today, not today. Everybody's just kind of like, you know, be on mute real quick. Just be on mute real quick. And let me get myself together, and I'm back. Boom. I'm back to making you laugh, but just give me my moment. We have those moments, but don't stay there. And that's why we really need that support system. So thank you, you know, for sharing your story with us. You know, I know it's going to help someone. I know it's going to help a lot of men, because men don't like talking about their feelings. They don't like saying that, you know, I've had my moment of weakness. I've had loss. And so to hear another man as swagalicious as you are, wait, it's swagalicious for the girl and then swag doped out for the man. I think it's like swag or dopalicious or something like that. I don't know. You know, these young people always coming up with stuff, and I'm trying to keep up with them, Mikey. I'm not doing too good of a job. But you have all this. Yeah, there you go. So one more plug. One more plug in before we go is that, yeah. So, you know, thank you, you know, for sharing your story with us. And I can't wait to publish it. It's already live now. It's on, you know, it's on Blab. So there's no getting rid of that. But, you know, it's going on all the social media channels. On Tuesday is when I'm going to start blasting it and saying, hey, look at this story. Here's another never. Here's how you can, you know, seek the help that you need and, you know, join a team that's going to support you and go shoulder to shoulder with you. And we're in this together. So thank you for being a part of this launch. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for being a part of this process. You know, it started out as a book, and then it's just magnifying to now you're all on television. And next thing you know, we're going to be on Ellen DeGeneres. You can call me 555.
You know, I'm ready. I hope, you know, I hope my bosses are watching now, because when that happens,
right? No, don't quit. Don't quit.
And I ain't even calling. I ain't even calling. Like, I'm out. You know what I mean?
They saw the show.
Yeah, they gonna catch me on Ellen or something like that.
Don't quit, Mikey. Now we got to come back.
don't let this thing blow up. I'm out.
Well, it's going to blow up. It has to, because there are so many people out there who need it. And so my job is to make sure that I'm on every platform that's available. So except for Periscope, because I hate Periscope. There's too many trolls on there. That, you know, but that's my own little soap thing. But anyway, every platform that I can get on and share my story, that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I've been told to do. So anyway, that concludes the interview for today. Mikey, how do you feel about it? Do you think you said all you want to say? You got some more, you know?
Look, I feel good. I feel good about it. I do want to, like I said from the beginning, like, what you're doing is awesome.
Thank you.
I just want you to know this can help so many people, because you're right, especially males. Yeah. It's not just males, but people in general just don't want to come out and let people know what they're going through. Yeah. And even if you don't want to come out and let somebody know what you're going through, listen. You can listen to somebody else's and then get that advice from them and what they're going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, once you've been hurt, Mikey, it's not you. The first thing that goes is trust. So you don't trust people, you know, so easily. So you have to kind of and that, I think one of the things about the unique things about my business is that I'm reaching people that I will never meet. They may never like any of my posts, but they watch every video.
Right.
They watch every video. They may not share it. They may not comment. They may not even sign up for the program, but they watch every video. And that's who I want. Not just those who like or those who share, but I want to reach the ones that are really, really hard to reach, because they have been so wounded by the battle. They've been in battle and they've been wounded really, really, really bad. That's who I'm going after, and I'm going to get them.
Yeah, and like we talked about at the book signing, like, it's not even about the people, like you said, that we see face to face. It's that word of mouth. Yeah. That word of mouth group of people that receive the message from somebody that you already touched. Those are the ones that really need the message. And but fortunately, it's going there. Yeah. And you're reaching a lot of people and you're helping a lot of people, and I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. Thank you. I know that's supposed to be about me, but I'm about to make it about you. I mean, like, what you have done, what you have gone through in your own struggle, and what you have done over the last year or so, like, I mean, you say I inspired you, but you may not know how much you inspired me to continue to go and to continue to push. And also, you showing your true colors and being there at my parents' services and calling and checking on me and stuff like that. And I mean, we've known each other for years now, but it's not like we grew.
We didn't grow up together.
We were best of friends. But now I can say that, you know what I mean? Because you showed at my time of weakness that you would be there, even though the major part about that, even though you were going through your own shit, you put that down to come and support me and help me through my shit. So I'm glad that happened because what we got out of that is this.
It is an awesome.
We got this.
It is a lot. It's a lot that came out of that, and so I'm grateful. I'm honored. I'm honored that you saw that I was worthy enough to write about you in this book, and you didn't know that I was going through that time. You didn't know that I quit writing, but that moment brought us our friendship. It really like kind of sealed the deal on that. Like you, my partner for life. You know, anybody. I can't say the F word on the camera, but anybody F with my friend, you gonna get F'd up because I'm gangster. Y'all don't want this.
And I was about to say that because we been through some situations.
Oh yeah, we
been through some situations.
Oh yeah,
we almost had.
Oh man, yo, dude almost lost his life that day, that Super Bowl day. He was about to be gone. It was real dicey up in there that night, boy. And listen, the women and the men, he was about to get it from every which way. That he was not safe in that place. But that just goes to show that our crew, that's our crew. And so we are very protective of that friendship. And it's interesting because not all of us grew up like you and your crew. You guys grew up together, to high school and all that stuff. You grew up together, and I was kind of like inherited or adopted into the crew. And so, you know, and I'm the darkest skinned one. I don't know how that happened. I think y'all recruited me because y'all needed some black people in the crew. You needed to diversify it up a little bit because there's too many light people up in the crew. Well, no, but anyway.
Wrong. We got all flavors.
Yeah, all flavors. We got all flavors up in that piece. But anyway, so we can go on and on and on. The people are going to see this anyway. But anyway, I want to end it now. But I want to thank you, you know, for your time, and I want to, you know, you can go back out and snow, you know, plow, whatever else the rest of the stuff you're doing out there. Because I tell you right now, I'm about to shut it down and turn on Lifetime because Tony Braxton movie coming on tonight. That's what I'm going to be watching.
Oh, Lord.
All about Tony tonight. And if you with it now, if you with it, come on, Mikey, you got to watch the Tony Braxton movie now on Lifetime. Everybody.
On the low.
You going to watch it too?
On the low. I got it set on my DVD. On the low.
I love it. I love it. Yo, love you so much, Mikey. And we'll be in touch, dude. See you on the next one.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.